on the beat.
Right. 5 September 2025, and today is a Friday, so it's one of the biggest news days ever. And today I want to take you through some of the top trending news in Zimbabwe and in Africa. And today we've got a very big revelation that has been given about why Mzembi was arrested and the actual events that took place. So I normally look at different people. And one of the people I normally look at is Apostle Makore, who has recently been very quiet. And today he has come out and said he was in Zimbabwe and he has met Auxillia Mnangagwa. He has also met other key figures in ZANU-PF. So Apostle Makore is very reliable in most of his information. And in this particular instance, he has revealed that Mzembi came or went to Zimbabwe after being convinced that Mnangagwa was just about to step down. Mnangagwa was very weak, and there are people behind Mzembi who sent him over to say, now you can go and finish the job. And the job was to ask Mnangagwa to step down. So a meeting was arranged between Mnangagwa and Mzembi, according to Apostle Makore. And during that meeting, in his face, Mzembi asked Mnangagwa to step down. And then Mnangagwa let him go. He didn't get him arrested at the meeting, but they arrested him after on his way from Zimbabwe. So I want to quickly show you the portion where he's saying that this is a wide-ranging interview. Apostle Makore has met with Auxillia Mnangagwa. So he's not a person that you can say he's talking his own thing. He did have a meeting with her. And let's see what I can find here, which I can quickly share with you. Then you can go and watch the video. It's a very interesting video, and one after a long, long time. So let's see what Apostle Makore is saying here.
And the people that were sitting behind or encouraging him to do to say whatever he was saying in the face of the president, telling him to step down, to resign, is what got him into trouble. But you cannot point to that now because it was not acted from there, but it was acted on his way out to return to his base in Malawi. That's when he was.
Okay, so I think that is clear. So let us move our windows around. So I'm live on many different platforms. So let me explain what Apostle Makore is saying and what has happened since. So Mzembi went into Zimbabwe. He believed that Mnangagwa was about to quit or was very weak. He went into a meeting which was arranged by certain people, including Themba Mliswa, and also Apostle Makore mentions Prophet Makandiwa. So I'm not saying Prophet Makandiwa arranged the meeting. I'm just saying the consultations that Mzembi took or did ahead of that meeting includes a consultation with Prophet Makandiwa, who assured him that things were going to be fine. Not only that, there are other people who were behind the scenes who believed that Mnangagwa was about to step down, and Mzembi wanted to become the person who was going to be said he facilitated the deal. I've said this to you in the past, that Mzembi thought the ground was ready, but it was actually not ready. After he was arrested, Mzembi has been denied visitors. So Apostle Makore tried to visit him, it didn't work. Themba Mliswa has tried to visit him, it didn't work. Job Scala was previously the lawyer of Mzembi. He was unable to visit Mzembi. So Mzembi is not a normal, ordinary prisoner. He is classified as a very high-level prisoner, someone of almost a national significance, because he is not considered to be acting alone, but he's being held at ransom. That is what I can say to you, that Mzembi is being held at ransom. The actual people that are wanted are being drawn out or are being looked for, and you are going to see more of this information coming out. But basically, why Mzembi was arrested is because he went into a meeting with Mnangagwa and asked him to step down in his face. So probably the only person besides Geza who has ever done that to ask Mnangagwa to step down in his face. So that is Apostle Makore, and he's not just talking because, as I said, he just came from Zimbabwe, where he is saying in his video that he met some very key figures, including Auxillia Mnangagwa. He's met Auxillia Mnangagwa on his visit last week. They sat down, they shared food. So these people are related. And normally, I want to know what I can say here. And obviously, my private conversations with Apostle Makore, they're always private. I never reveal some of the things that we discuss. But what I can tell you is that Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are discussed in that video. So you can go and check out that video over there on Apostle Makore's channel. Okay, now let's go into the news. Today we've got a lot to cover, so I have to be very organized. So I start with my favorite newspaper, the H Metro newspaper, and then we'll go to other newspapers. So the H Metro newspaper is starting with the story of a woman who has stolen a baby. So they are leading with that story today. And the graphics are mine. So a woman from Harare, Bridget Banda, lost her son at the beginning of August. They couldn't find the child. And to her surprise, Bridget found out that a woman called Sibongile Dzvairo had stolen the child. And not only that, she took the child to her boyfriend, who is based in Kadoma, who has been supporting a non-existent child. And they had to look all over the place, and eventually they found the baby. But it is clear that this is a matter of someone lying that they were pregnant, they had a child, and then they had to steal a child from a maid. So you can go and check out that story in the H Metro newspaper of Zimbabwe. Then we've got a massive story that will make everyone very sorry for themselves. And this is the story of Mate here. So this man has been terrorizing women all over Bulawayo and over Plumtree. So Mate is a company in Plumtree, a big company, and he is very connected. It is believed that he's part of the Zimbabwe intelligence. And what he did is he was terrorizing his employees, the female employees. He's accused of abusing them, torturing them. So he's called Mike Predator Mate. And he has yesterday been sentenced to 20 years in jail. So he's been sentenced to 20 years in jail after he abused, let's say, a lot of employees, females, some of the minors, and was working with the police. So this one is Atembani Mukanyani. They would make sure that he doesn't get arrested. He ran a bar, very profitable bar in Plumtree. And one of the cases that he's still facing, so he's been sentenced to 20 years for abducting one of his female employees, taking her to a bushy area together with some of his employees and torturing her inside the water tank. So they would put her in water and take her out, put her in water and take her out. And then eventually he took her to his house and kept her over there for the whole night until a report was made to the police. So Mate was sentenced to 20 years yesterday for that case. So that is Mate, Mike Mate, a very dangerous person. However, he's got another case which is pending, and this is even worse. He took one of his victims, and when she reported to the police, so that is Mate, when she reported to the police, Tembani Mukanyani, here, a police officer, went and took her out of the protection of the police victim-friendly unit and took her to Mate. So after he took her to Mate, Mate then took her to Botswana, where he killed her. So he was able to walk out with the assistance of the police, and I believe that is a member of Zimbabwe intelligence, a rogue member of Zimbabwe intelligence. That is why he was able to get away with this. So I hope that they don't let him out. He's supposed to go for life, but just one case, he has already been sentenced to 20 years in jail. So that story, you can go and find it in the B Metro newspaper. So H Metro is a Harare-based newspaper. B Metro is the Bulawayo-based newspaper. Then let's quickly look at other stories. And I want to go, as I said, systematically, go so much here. Nigel Chanakira, a very prominent Zimbabwean businessman, and his son have brought into Zimbabwe Robert Kyosaki. So you can see this poster. Kyosaki has arrived in Zimbabwe today, and the son of Nigel Chanakira, who is now a big boy, is now involved in organizing these conferences. So you can go and check out the details. So that is Panashe Chanakira. And you can go and see the interviews that is done today. They've done an interview. Robert Kyosaki is going to be meeting the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, the Minister of Finance, and also the Zimbabwe Economic Society. They are fascinated with the 1 billion note. I've got a lot of those. I've got 50 billion, but they are fascinated. So young Panashe on the right, together with his father, Nigel, they're organizing Robert Kyosaki as conference, which is going to be taking place. They're going to be holding functions around Zimbabwe. I don't know how Nigel does it, that he can sit with his son. I cannot get my son, who is an adult, to sit with me. It's crazy. So good job to Nigel. I don't know how he does it. It's hard to get these youngsters to sit down with their fathers. They think they know everything. And then let's go to, so I'm systematically going through everything here. Let's go to a big deal that we talked about last week. And this is the purchase of land. We talked about the purchase of Arlington Estate. And today more details have emerged on who bought the land. So Patson Moyo, and I'm sorry to the guys on TikTok, because obviously we haven't synchronized yet. There is a company called Transform Africa Private Limited, a Zimbabwean property and aviation group, which is owned by Patson Moyo. It has purchased the 418-hectare Arlington Estate in Harare from PPC Zimbabwe for $30 million. Patson Moyo plans to set up a major cargo and logistics center called Cargo Village, featuring cold storage, agro processing, warehousing, logistics facilities, and fuel services. And the company also plans to launch a passenger and cargo flight using their own aircraft between Johannesburg and Harare. So we have said last week that the land was bought from a group called Nikavanu, and now we know who bought it. Patson Moyo, who is he? How is he connected to ZANU-PF? It's very important for us to know these things. But the land was not bought by the guy we thought bought it. It was bought by Patson Moyo, a big Zimbabwean business mogul in the logistics sector of the whole of Africa. He's probably one of the top guys in logistics. Now, let's go to some very interesting stories in South Africa. I'm going to cover the Mail and Guardian. Then we're going to go newspaper by newspaper because I'm in a position where I couldn't go through all the newspapers. I've got 400 newspapers in front of me every morning. So I only have to go through a few. Otherwise, I'll spend the whole night here reading newspapers. Let's start with the Thabo Mbeki. Guys, what has happened in South Africa is crazy. So the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, has invited the M23 rebel group for a peace summit, which is currently taking place in South Africa. So the groups that were invited include opposition parties, M23, the government of, I'm sure Rwanda was invited, the government of DRC, but this has angered the DRC government because they're saying this group is designated as a terrorist organization. How can they then be invited? So they've blocked other opposition leaders from attending. But as we speak right now, the M23 is currently in South Africa holding meetings with President Thabo Mbeki under the Thabo Mbeki Foundation, which is becoming a very important institution. Last week, they hosted groups from the USA. So people who don't want to talk to the South African government are now finding it easier to speak to President Thabo Mbeki, who is seen as a more neutral person and someone who can be talked to without any issues. And then in terms of the mayor of Johannesburg, Helen Zille is now the front runner for the mayor of Johannesburg. So that election, the local government election, is going to be held soon. And Johannesburg is in a mess. So if you live in Johannesburg, you understand it's no longer a first world city. Compare that to Cape Town. Cape Town is doing very well. Service delivery is working. And it is believed that Helen Zille will be the mayor of Johannesburg after the local government elections or after the next elections for mayor in Johannesburg. So I think I've covered all the stories that I want to cover. Let's now go to the newspapers. And we're going to start with the Herald newspaper. So let's go to the Herald of Zimbabwe, and then I'll go to the other newspapers in other countries. So Herald newspaper is published, that is the 5th of September, and I'm going to be sharing with the other guys who are available here on the other side. So I'm going to share. Yesterday I forgot to share, and I was busy talking to myself. So let's share. And here you can see Mnangagwa with the Chinese President Xi Jinping. So check out the headline in the Herald newspaper. It says, China and Zimbabwe elevate ties. I've covered this last night. And 300 hectares for Charles Prince Airport expansion. That is Sekuru Masuka is busy with that. Auxillia Mnangagwa has done an event in Bulawayo. So speaking at the inaugural Bulawayo Women Investment Conference, which was the guest of honor, Dr. Mnangagwa emphasized the critical role women play in shaping the nation's future. So that is Auxillia Mnangagwa here invading Bulawayo. Look at what she's wearing, Auxillia Mnangagwa. I want to show you guys something. Let's see if I can find it. Auxillia Mnangagwa, look at her. So she's wearing some dress which is made for the Zimbabwean. I think this is her own design for the Zimbabwe clothes. I haven't seen this before, so you can go check it out in the Herald newspaper. That is Auxillia Mnangagwa. And then I want to see if there's anything else of interest. ZEC application for accreditation to observe local government by-elections on 13 September. There's a massive election in Masvingo and in Gai. So if you want to be accredited, I'm going to put this on Gambakwe for you. Then you find out how to conduct ZEC. And let's see if there's anything else of interest. There's a lot here, and I'll give it to you guys on the newspapers. Today, I'm going to be traveling back to my base. So in the afternoon, you won't be able to see me, but you'll see me a bit later because I'm going to arrive a bit earlier than usual. Then let's look at the Chronicle newspaper. Same story, but you will see that the second story is Zimbabwe unveils 1.5 billion agri investment pitch, and then US 18,000 Bureau de Change heist in Bulawayo. There is another robbery that has taken place. You remember what Securico said last week. There is a lot of robberies taking place. Save your life. Don't have cash. The police don't have capacity. They can't investigate. If you are robbed, they can't investigate. So have a camera and WhatsApp me if you want that camera and be able to check on your phone what happened. The police don't have capacity. And then let's look at the young lady of Panashe Tanya Mwinga. So what has happened is that the operations have been done on the baby and the mother. The operations were completed yesterday on Tanya. Panashe Tanya Mwinga passed away. The mother of Panashe Tanyamwinga has been operated on, and a metal rod has been put on a leg. The child who broke 2 legs has been operated, and the bill has been paid partially by donations. So a donation of over 30,000 has already been done. However, they need another $20,000 to complete this process of the hospital. So if you're in a position to help, please help. And I've given you the details. Go to my channel and look for Panashe Mwinga fundraiser. You see the number there of the family who are able to take those donations. Very sad situation. They passed away on the day of a graduation. So I don't want to read the whole newspaper. Go and read the Chronicle newspaper. And then there's a Mzilikazi commemoration. This is going to be taking place in Bulawayo. You can go and check it out. It is finally allowed in Zimbabwe. Guys, I'm going to come back to this. Last night I came back to it. So the NRZ of Zimbabwe has looked for Dr. Asked Banda to come back and assist to the restoration of the NRZ. And I've said to you, rail is going to be very important in Zimbabwe. If you're overseas, if you're in the UK, if you're in Europe, you know how important trains are. They move in time, they move quickly, they are cheap, and they're fast. So we've given you our manifesto. In the evening, I'll talk more about it. Without rail, Zimbabwe will never be a big and successful country. However, Zimbabwe is the only country which can have a successful rail in the region because it's small. If you compare Zimbabwe and South Africa, Zimbabwe and Mozambique, Zimbabwe and Zambia, Zimbabwe and Namibia, Zimbabwe and Malawi, Zimbabwe is the smallest country, but the richest country. If you put your rail properly, in 2 hours, you will be in any place. So the rail that you want to put, you'll be able to leave Harare and go to Bulawayo within 2 hours. You'll be able to leave Harare and go to Victoria Falls within 3 hours. You'll be able to leave Bulawayo and go to a village within an hour and come back. So rail is going to be very important. That is why you see everyone is scrambling to talk about rail. And that includes Dr. Asked Banda here, who has been called back to the NRZ to take charge of that whole process. This is very important, and it's going to be something that we watch throughout this whole period. So the manifestos, all you're going to see is rail. And that all started with Gambakwe. You know, we've been saying this for a very, very long time. Now, let's quickly go to other newspapers. I've looked at all the newspapers. Let's go to the Independent Zimbabwe. And in fact, let's go to Newsday because I have looked at Independent. So Newsday of Zimbabwe, let's look at what they're saying today. Uproar over Chief's ED live presidency call. So that is probably Chief Seke. Let's look here. Okay, this is not Chief Seke. Chief Saurombe, Oliver Saurombe, said the plot by ZANU-PF faction to extend Mnangagwa's 2030 term is not enough. So that is Chief Saurombe over there, calling for Mnangagwa to go up to 2030. And then Kariba unveils 2026 tariff structure. And then let's look at what else is here of interest. Gweru orders businesses to place bins at premises. Good job. Gweru is a mess. Kawotera guy akakombai. It's embarrassing. Young lady just stayed in the front of that hotel. And it's a shame to have such a thing. I don't know why the police in Harare, in Gweru, don't arrest everyone at that hotel. That hotel for Kombai. It's an embarrassment to have a city with such a hotel where people just stand around and do all sorts of dark works that they're doing over there at Gweru. Gweru is a mess. You can put bins, but it's very dirty. It's a dirty city. It's shocking. I know the guys in Gweru, you understand what I'm talking about. When you're passing the CBD of Gweru, there's a hotel there where young ladies just stand around day and night, and the police just leave it. They don't do anything. So instead of putting bins, get rid of those filthy hotels. How can you have a successful city with such? And then let's look at South African newspapers, Business Day. I'm just about to finish, guys. I know you want to go to work. Business Day of South Africa, the top business newspaper in the region. Runaway utility shock. That is the headline. And that is to do with a new Competition Commission report shows that water and electricity tariffs have surged more than double since 2020. And then Time Bank is the next frontier. Sanlam CEO says, and I want to quickly look here at other things. Let's see if there are any results. Telkom shares soar on talk of MTN takeover bid. So MTN has always wanted to take over as Telkom, and it's also going through the discussion. This bid failed last time, but it's going on now. Okay, I think there's nothing else here of interest. Let's look at the Soweto newspaper very quickly and see if there's anything here of interest. So illegal taxi ranks nightmare. That is the usual stuff that happens. Public optimism about genuine winning, and then deadly Ekurhuleni CIT high suspect in court. So someone called Andile Mawaso has appeared in court, where he's facing charges of possession of a hijacked vehicle, but is actually not being charged for the actual heist. So I don't see anything here that I can cover besides what I've already covered. Let's look at Sabrina in entertainment. Sabrina, Cameroon Afro pop and Afrobeat singer and songwriter. Sabrina is in South Africa. She is stunning. So she's got a different look to the South African ladies, and it must be very interesting to watch. Then let's look at the Star, the Star newspaper. Sorry, guys, it's not interesting to watch. Okay, the Star newspaper. Lefusi tapping into anti-migrant sentiment. So there's a big anti-migrant sentiment here. And Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lefusi's recent stance is perceived by political analysts as an attempt to attract voters with growing anti-immigrant sentiment. Groups such as Operation Dudula. So if you're Zimbabwean, get ready to go home. Things are tough. And then feared Mozambican kidnapper unmasked. So he was killed yesterday, and the businessman has been rescued. So there was a businessman here, Indian businessman, who was captured and then kidnapped and put at Alexandra. Police managed to track this Mozambican gangster who was kidnapping people here. And you can see in his car, he was shot dead after a chase and a shootout with the police. So he was shot dead. And you'll be able to check out that information on every newspaper in South Africa. Okay, I think let's look at one more newspaper. What is left? We did the Sowetan, we did the Star, we did Business Day. Let's try to go to the Mozambicans or to the South Africans. So in Mozambique, there's a protest. The opposition leader, Anamola leader, that is President Venancio Mondlane, has led a protest yesterday. A shootout ensued, and some people have been injured after young people started to protest in Mozambique yesterday. You saw that, and it's big because Venancio Mondlane was denied permission to leave Mozambique, and they say that is responsible for violence. However, young people continue to protest, and I believe that very soon, if dialogue does not come up with a solution, we have a big problem over there in Mozambique. Okay, now let's look at Zambia. What is going on in Zambia very quickly before we go to our people. And in Zambia, we've got one newspaper that nobody publishes and which I check out every day. That is The Nation. So let's see if they've published today. If they haven't published, then we can go to our people. Guys, Friday is crazy. There's so much information. I cannot cope. It's so much. It's the biggest news day. So this is crazy. So let's look at what has happened. Are you watching it? Okay, yes, you're seeing it. So Larry Mwitwa suspended. So here, let's read what they're saying. For demonizing the family of President Lungu by characterizing them as a bitter family, has been ordered to stay away from work until the matter of his derogatory remarks against the funeral and burial of former head of state is conducted. So let's read the story here. So I want to see the exact story so that I can read for you. Larry Mita, Director of Technology and Science at the Ministry of Technology and Science, have been suspended with immediate effect and ordered to stay away from work for demonizing and insulting the family of the late President Edgar Lungu. So he attacked the family of Lungu, characterizing them as bitter family, which was against an order by Secretary of the Cabinet, Patrick Kangwa. The only people who can criticize the Lungu family is me. Don't do it from Zambia. So that is what has happened to Larry Mitwa. He's been suspended from work for saying what is obvious and that what everyone knows. The Lungu family is causing so much problems in Zambia, and the sooner people understand, the better. And then let's look at our people. We're going to start with this internet is so slow. I don't know why it's so slow now. Let's start with okay, let's see. We're going to start with Madam Boss. What is she doing today? And guys, forgive me. This is so much. So Nyaradzo, who is Nyaradzo? Okay, Shirikadzi. Shirikadzi. She's talking about Shirikadzi. And then let's see. Take 5 people who page Coral Soft. That is tissue. She's advertising tissue paper. Doing so well. Every company in Zimbabwe is advertising with Madam Boss. They need to change. Get more people so that we don't have only one person with the money. Please, companies in Zimbabwe, if I overwhelm my chances, you can't have everyone advertise with Madam Boss. There are other people in the country who we can use to advertise, but she's doing very, very well. Then let's look at President Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema, we are honored and delighted today at State House to receive letters of credence from high commissioners and ambassadors, Nicaragua, Chad, Palestine, Serbia, Denmark, New Zealand, Bolivia, Czech, and Ireland. I didn't know that Palestine is an ambassador. President Hakainde Hichilema, look at that group. He accepted a huge group of ambassadors, and I'm sharing them with you right now. That is amazing, President Hakainde Hichilema, but in a different room now. Do you see? He's not in his usual room. I think that is because there are so many people here. And then let's look at Chidosa Nyatwe. Chidosa Nyatwe is the wife of Anzelam Shanatwe. Anzelam Shanatwe is going to be contesting as one of the presidents. They're going to see him in 2028. He's got presidential ambitions. She thanks Honorable Vice President Colonel KCD Muhadi. Look at how she spelled Muhadi during the tour of liberation sites. So look at him there.
Very much for walking us through the events that took place here during our.
Yeah, all I can hear is that is Muhadi over here, and it's crazy. So you can then look at other people. Sadak, what is Sadak saying? Sadak is saying, congratulations to Dr. Sidi Ota on inauguration as the 9th president of the African Development Bank. So African Development Bank has got a new president. Go check it out over there at Sadak. Sadak doing very well ever since Mnangagwa was gone. Mnangagwa aka broker. He left Sadak, and after that, Sadak is functional. And President Maboko is not posted. He's not posting a lot these days. So I think we've covered everything. Let me now bring this to an end. Let's recap and look at our comments. So our comment says, again, he was bent on finishing the small boy called Chamisa, according to him, referring to Chamisa. I don't know anything about it. I don't know why Pugeni is being talked about. Gambakwe is Pugeni. Pugeni, I don't know where he is. I haven't talked to him. Makore doesn't know what he's talking about. Most reliable sources have confirmed that Mzembi didn't meet Mnangagwa and Mzembi is not based in Malawi. Yes, let me explain. Mzembi, according to Apostle Makore, told Mnangagwa in his face to step down. He also did it through an interview that he did with Blessed Mhlang. So that interview caused so much problems. So remember, Mnangagwa owns the Newsday. He owns the News Independent. He owns HSTV. So when you do an interview, the people who are working with you, they are reporting to Mnangagwa. So even if you don't meet Mnangagwa, he already knew what Mzembi said. But I don't know the details. I don't want to change the words that Apostle Makore said. Maybe knows something that I don't know. He said Mzembi told Mnangagwa to step down in his face. And you also saw that video I showed you where Mzembi said Mnangagwa must step down and all those kind of things. Reckless statements. Mnangagwa only understands one thing, one language. Chema Tsenganzungu. I'm always telling you guys, you cannot push Mnangagwa through words. That is why Mdarageza was so successful. He did what is called Chema Tsenganzungu, a push against Mnangagwa. Okay, he has come out. He has come out, not he has came out. I get calls every day about this. People call me every day to say, come out, came out, and so forth. Guys, I would like to thank you for watching. Let me now take you to our sponsors. And I want to take a bit of time. Right, so this is Mve. I haven't done this in a long time. This is Mve. It's 200 grams. It's got massive benefits. And if you use it, muscle growth, let's actually put it on the screen. Muscle growth, energy, the other stuff I can't read. Diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, and antibacterial and STIs. So if you take this, it can treat all those for men. For women, fibroids, fertility, fair skin growth, and period pains. So when we talk of fibroids, they would seriously drop out. So if you've got fibroids, many women have been buying this, like they disappear immediately. This herb has been used all over the world, but this is the Zimbabwean organic one. And we ship it to UK and all the other places. We currently don't have a special overseas because the special is over. However, if you're in Harare, we've got a hotel special. So if you buy one, you're going to get 2 Zambia Detox, which you use at Oripa Hotel. It never fails. 100% solution for those guys who are in Hotera. At TV, Hotera. So buy one in Harare from our office, and that is the office number there. Don't try to WhatsApp me if you're in Harare because I won't be able to pick. I'll be traveling most of the time in the mornings, and I only arrive where I'm going in the evening, and you'll be disappointed because your phone will just sit there without an answer. So WhatsApp there, you get 2 free detox. You can also buy the detox 3 for $20, and that is while stocks last. We're running out of stock very quickly. And then cameras, our sponsor has got cameras in Harare. You buy a camera for $200, solar powered, and you'll be able to monitor your home and record and sense all movements through your phone. So I think I've covered everything. Let us recap on the important story. We said that Apostle Makore, who has been away for a very long time, has produced a video for the first time. In this video, he says he has met this week during his trip to Zimbabwe with Auxillia Mnangagwa. And that is not that she said anything to him. It's only that he now has information that Mzembi was detained after, instead of begging to go into ZANU-PF, he tried to be the guy who says Mnangagwa must step down. And he did it in his face. Mnangagwa heard about it, left it, but as he was leaving, he was arrested for other things. And then, as we said, the most dangerous man in Zimbabwe, this one has been arrested, and that is Mate, 20 years in jail, but he's still facing murder charges after abusing a lot of women in Plumtree. So it's bad. Many women have been abused by him, including one who was murdered in Botswana. So he took a girl who reported him to the police, The policeman released the girl into his custody. He took her to Botswana and killed her. And that case has still not been heard. So he's a very dangerous person, but he's in jail right now as you speak. And as I said, the M23 group is currently in South Africa, where they're meeting and having a conference with President Thabo Mbeki of the Mbeki Foundation. So they're having a meeting with the M23 group or rebel group and trying to broker peace. And then Nigel Chinakira and his son, Panashe, are hosting Robert Kyosaki in Harare today. So find out and attend. Rich dead, poor dead. So many people read that book and they never got it right. Like a broker. Chema Tsenga Nzungu. Yes. Chema Tsenga Nzungu. Mnangagwa anoda Chema Tsenga Nzungu. Don't try to talk to Mnangagwa. Unopera. The only people who are going to win elections in 2028 is our manifesto. But don't try it now. Don't go to Mnangagwa and say step down. Don't work. Mnangagwa will arrest you and keep you in jail. He can keep you in jail for many, many years. And that is, look at Job Scala, was kept in jail for over 500 days without trial. Nyokama Bunu is currently in jail without trial. So don't forget Nyokama Bunu, he is in jail because of Mnangagwa. And some of the people who are mentioned as being behind Mzembi are also behind Nyokama Bunu. They caused his arrest and him to be thrown in jail. All right, I would like to thank all of you for watching. I would like to apologize to our TikTok guys for the poor quality of our video. I have to fix this situation. But for now, I have to do this because there's no other way I can do it. 41 minutes, and that is talking longer than Makandiwa. So I'll see you guys later on today. I apologize because normally I want to come at 12 and give you the morning update. Then I come at 4 and give you the afternoon update. But over the past few days, I've not been able to do it because I'm traveling. And unfortunately, I know that that leaves a gap, a news gap, and we don't want a news gap. We want consistent flow of information. But before we go, let's look at Chamisa. Chamisa, Nelson Chamisa, what does he say on Twitter? Chamisa, homeboy wangu. Me and Chamisa will never be misaligned because he is my homeboy. From a village to Chamisa, you walk to Nojgasadza Tese. So let's look at Chamisa. And Chamisa understands me more than anybody else. All right. What is the tweet? Nothing. Nothing. I don't know why there's nothing here because I saw it tweeted yesterday. Let's look at his channel. So go to Chamisa News channel, updates. And then if you go to Chamisa News channel, you're going to see he shared a video. For some reason, he's deleted the video. I don't know why. It's not there anymore. So there was a video, some old ladies dancing. And now I don't see it. That's crazy. There was a tweet also with Chamisa talking about the old ladies dancing. So I don't know. These days, Chamisa tends to delete his tweets. And that's very unusual. Or maybe something has happened. I don't know what this is all about. But yesterday, I definitely saw some old ladies dancing. And Chamisa saying something about it. So I don't know why they're not here anymore. All right. I would like to thank all of you for watching. For all our guys in Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, a goodbye to you. And then I'll remain behind with our TikTok guys as we shut down. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much to everyone who's been supporting M23. Sorry. M31. So maybe we should change his name, guys. M31, M23 is becoming dangerous. So M31, we are currently on our fundraising stage. So our campaign for president is going to need funds. So I would like those guys who are able to WhatsApp me here. Partner with the Gambakwe campaign and you will never regret it. If you're a millionaire, a billionaire, this is your chance before we get money. When we get money, you won't be able to even walk into my office. So this is your chance. WhatsApp me, arrange meetings with my people, and my people will come to you We have a chat. We're trying to raise money so that we can go firstly on an international tour. I'm going to want to come to UK, New Zealand, Australia, all those places, and want to talk to as many people as possible, and then want to set up our command center. So if you want to become a partner of the Gambakwe campaign, WhatsApp me. You have a very good start. We've got the strongest manifesto, and we start early. Do not be left out. So this is an amazing opportunity for you to be part of the Gambakwe campaign, Gambakwe 2028. 8 pillars that we talk about every night. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you again later. And a good day to you all.